everybody. Okay, today we're going to talk about hyperbolas or bolas with too much sugar. Hyperbolas, too much sugar. Oh, yeah. I've been locked in with my family for too long. Okay, so we have two types of hyperbolas, and we're not even going to talk about the shapes till we really graph them. But here's the two basic equations. Just like ellipses and circles, x minus h, y minus k, they're both involved. HK being your center, but this time we have a minus. And it does matter which one goes first. If the x's come first, it's a horizontal hyperbola. Okay, if the y's come first, it's a vertical one. And again, I haven't even shown you what that means yet, but I will in a second. Okay, A and B, A comes first. But on this case, it really doesn't matter. But the big thing is whatever comes first, x's are horizontal, y's are vertical, and it's a minus this time. Okay, so let's look at this one. We'll change some numbers here. Okay, we'll make this one -1, we'll make that +2. We'll make the bottom here 16 and 9. Okay, so x comes first. I know it's horizontal. So let's graph our center. 1, -2. Okay, now just like with ellipses, we're going to count in those directions. So square root of 16 is 4. So in the x direction, horizontal, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put little marks because it's horizontal. It's going to open this way because I didn't really show it. A horizontal hyperbola, a vertical hyperbola. And notice these aren't functions. So let's go through it now. I'm going to go up and down 3. Well, that doesn't actually go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to any part of it. But this is where we make what I call the happy box, and I'll show you why. I'm going to make dashed lines through these because it's going to give you your shape. Because what happens, crisscrossing through that box are asymptotes that give us our shape. So, okay, that gives us our shape. It's horizontal. So now when I draw this, I can go wide to the asymptotes, wide to the asymptotes. Again, we were right here, wide to the asymptotes. So that happy box is really important to give us our shape. I doubt anyone else calls it a happy box. Okay, so now let's look at our parts. This is our vertices, co-vertices. Our co-vertices are actually not real spots. So let's write down what we have. We had a center at 1, -2. You can see that. We had vertices at, we started here and went right 4 at 5, -2, and -3, -2. We had co-vertices, this time up and down 3, so 1, -5, and 1, 1. Okay. Foci. The equation for foci, for ellipses, if you remember, it was a squared minus b squared equals c squared. This time it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so we get 16 plus 9 equals c squared. So that's 25 equals c squared. So c is 5. So I go right and left 5 because our foci is out here. It gets eaten by the hyperbolas. So I'm here. There's a foci, and there's a foci. So I went right and left 5, or focus and a focus. Right and left 5. So I got 6, -2, and -4, -2. Always on the major axis. The last thing is we want the equations for the asymptotes. And notice I have a positive one and a negative one. Okay, they're almost the same, just this has the positive slope and this will have the opposite. So here's the trick on these. I hate having to memorize stuff like that. So it's not memorizing so much. It's, okay, the y part, y plus 2, oops, no squared, equals. Now, what's my slope? Well, it went up the b, so 3, over the 4. Square root of 9 was 3. Square root of 16 was 4. So up the y amount over the x amount, and then put what's in our x parentheses, x minus 1. And as I said, it wants the positive and the negative of it, so we put plus or minus. And that's our asymptote. Boom. I just graphed this hyperbola, and I did all its pieces. Okay, let's see if I have enough. See if we have enough cleaner, and we'll do a vertical one. Aight. Okay, so if we do this one as a vertical one, we'll change some parts. Okay, so purple. Oh, we already did it in purple. Blue is nice. So we'll go y minus 3, x plus 1. Now let's do one that's not so pretty. Let's do 4 here and 25 there. So this one's vertical. It's going to go up and down. Same thing. Let's find our center is at negative 1, 3, right? Opposite the x, opposite of y. So when I go to graph, negative 1, 1, 2, 3. So I'm here. Again, I'm going to go in the y direction first. So this says we should go up or down, or up and down 2. 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to give myself a little mark saying, hey, that's where we're going. Now I have to go right and left 5 so I can get my happy box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I can, oh, I went too far. Okay, and then I can make my dashed lines for my asymptotes. They'll give me the shape. Now notice, this one is super wide. So when I go to draw, I'm really going to try to widen that out. Widen that out. Okay, so let's list what we have, and then we'll find the foci and the equations for everything else. So vertices are up and down. So I went negative 1. Notice, I'm not even looking at the graph. Right? I went up and down 2. So that's 5. And negative 1, uno. Co-vertices. Again, this time my x's changed. I went left and right 5. Right? Right? So that's 4, 3. And negative 6, 3. Okay? Foci. Now, I've got 4 plus 25 equals c squared. So c is root 29. It's ugly. I get it. But let's use our noggins here. So foci. I might need more room. They're out here. Somewhere in here. And it's not so much I graph them as know where it is. So I went up and down. So from my center, my x stays the same. But I'm going to go 3 plus root 29. And I'm going to go negative 1. This time I'm going down. So 3 minus root 29. I don't want to do it as a decimal. It's messy. We just know they're out here somewhere. And that's more exact. Okay, mathematicians, we love exact answers. Last things, asymptote. Same as before. Take your y part. Y minus 3 equals. And let's throw that plus or minus on there first. Well, I went up 2, right 5. So that's 2/5. And then your x part, x plus 1. Boom. There you have your asymptotes. Not so crazy. Biggest thing, draw a picture as you go. Don't try to do it all in your head. People try to do it in their head. They get lost. They fall down. They need stitches, and it's just a mess. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed our bolas with too much sugar. Hyperbolas. Now, I know you guys don't think I'm funny, but I think I'm funny. All right? So if you have any questions, hit me up, and stay safe.